So it's finally time for E3 to, I'm going to say officially start, because what EA showed us yesterday was, I'm not even going to count that as the start of E3. That's like the pre-show of E3. No, today is when E3 actually starts, because one of the big three is going to be presenting later on this afternoon. Make sure you guys stop by, because we will be doing a full stream for it, having a lot of fun. Now, today we're going to talk a bit about why you should be watching that stream and what you should kind of be looking out for, just to kind of get you guys ready for this presentation, because this is probably the most pressured company going into E3 out of the big three. Out of Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Microsoft is definitely the one with the most pressure right now. Nintendo appears to be hitting their stride right now with the Switch. And of course, Sony is, well, they're just kind of cruising along at the top with a big lead over everyone else with their PS4 that just won't stop selling. So Microsoft needs to come out swinging. And you know what? I think they will. So we're going to check all that out today. If you guys enjoy the video, though, make sure you hit the like button. It does help out. So let's see what Microsoft could be offering us with this presentation. Now, to start, Phil Spencer did say on Twitter, along with their Microsoft Twitter handle and everything, that, well, they have 15 world premiere games to show us. These should be games that we have not seen yet. Now, if you go back to last E3, this is actually down from the 23 games they showed us last E3. Now, if you look at that list, there's a lot of games that weren't actually exclusive to the Xbox. Dragon Ball FighterZ, for example, was shown, and we knew that was on everything else, basically, you know, but PlayStation, PC, and of course the Xbox. So they did show a lot of games that weren't just exclusive to the Xbox. Now, when they say world premiere games, I assume they're not talking about something like a Battlefield, although we technically haven't seen any gameplay from Battlefield, so I guess they could count that. But these 15 games, I assume, are going to be games that we have just not seen at all, or even heard of, right? Now, we might have heard of those games, but not necessarily seen them. See, Microsoft has to come out big, and I think they're going to call on some of their more known IPs, and then maybe of some we have not heard of. Let's start with the big blockbuster that I think will be there. I think Halo will have a very large presence there, because I do think Halo 6 is getting announced here, and I think it'll be on PC and the Xbox, and I really want to think that it's coming out this year. I think it's going to come out this holiday. Now, they could also show it and it come out next year, but with the delay of Crackdown 3, I think they need something big for this holiday, because right now, Crackdown 3 was the last game that they really had set up for 2018 that had been announced, and now it's not there. So I do think Halo will be announced. Will it be this year? I'd like to think so, but Halo 6 is one of those games where you say, well, I guess I'm going to go get an Xbox, or I guess I'm going to order a video card. It really depends on what side you're on, although with the price of video cards, maybe go buy an Xbox, I guess. I also do think the Halo Master Chief Collection will have a presence here, because the patch they keep talking about to not only fix it, but also bring it up to 4K with the Xbox One X should be at least shown, talked about. Some kind of release date should be given. I know we're talking about a patch, but seriously, the Master Chief Collection deserves to have some good treatment to it, because it is like the legacy of Halo, and it needs to work on the build-up for Halo 6. I also think Master Chief Collection is being added to Game Pass. That will be one of those quick announcements that they do to give you a reason to go get Game Pass, and I think it'll be available right then and there. I think it's going to be something you can go download. As for the patch, I'm not sure. I'd like to think it's something over the summer, and it will just fix it all before Halo 6. And I think it's going to be a Play Anywhere title, making it enabled for the PC. Possibly they have to wait for the patch to come out, but if they can get all that done right here in that press conference and say, hey, you can go download it now on your PC, that's a big get, I think, and would be really cool for the PC crowd, because then they can go back. I know Halo 1 and Halo 2 have both been on the PC, but Halo 2 was a mess with Windows Live. It was really frustrating. Even to play it now, you have to go do that, get Windows Live. It's... No, bring it up to snuff how we have it now, with Halo 2 having that full remaster that they did, and get all those Halo games ready to go for the PC crowd. Now, there's one obvious game that we know is happening. Forza Horizon 4. That is definitely happening. It didn't even need to be leaked in the Walmart thing, although they showed Forza Horizon 5. That would be a turn. Now, Forza Horizon 4 it's happening, and we know this. Forza happens every year, and they switch off between the numbered series and the Horizon series. Forza Horizon 4 is coming. We have to figure out where it's going to take place. That's what you want to look for, really. I mean, we know how Horizon plays. It's more arcadey than the numbered simulation series of just Forza 7, for example, Motorsport 7. This is going to be a more arcadey series, and we need to look at where it's going to take place. There are a couple rumored places: China, Japan, and the UK. Personally, I would like to see it in Japan. I think that'd be really, really cool to see, but UK seems to be popping up a lot, and that might be where it's going to be. Although, look, Horizon's fun. I don't mind where it's going to be, and it's going to be on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, you're just going to download it when it comes out. Although they probably will do that thing they did kind of with State of Decay 2, where you can buy a bigger edition, the Ultimate Edition, and get to play it days early, sometimes up to a week. But look forward to that, and to see where it's going to take place, just know you're going to see a Forza Horizon here. And their other big IP that they have, obviously, is Gears of War. And rumors point to a lot of Gears of War at this conference. See, the rumors are pointing to 3 different Gears of War games. It might sound crazy, I know, but it's Gears of War, it's popular, and it works for the Xbox crowd. Gears of War 5, I think, is a given. That's probably what is going to be their big reveal for Gears. The other one appears to be a Gears of War RTS, like Halo Wars. Okay, I could see that. I think it would work a little better like an XCOM with the setup, but I guess if they really want to go the route of Halo Wars with a different setup and skin with the Gears of War franchise, yeah, you could do that. I think most people with the Gears of War series probably don't want to play an RTS game. They want to play Gears and, shoot and action and everything, but yeah, maybe you could try it. I guess, why not? And then the other one is Gears of War Battle Royale. I have no idea how this is going to work, because Battle Royale games generally focus around large groups of people, 100 people, right? And if they're going to do it, I guess they would try to do it smaller. You think they do it with like 32 people, maybe 16 on 16, maybe just 16, maybe for duos or whatnot, right? You have 16 different groups, or maybe it's just a free-for-all of 32 people. I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to be able to get into one Gears of War map, but that's the current rumor, is a Gears of War Battle Royale. Keep in mind, that would be 3 different Gears of War games. I think they'd be better off putting Battle Royale as part of Gears of War 5, or offering the Battle Royale as like a free thing to get people in, and then they can do their live services all over the place. I know Game Pass is there for that reason, but how much Gears of War do we actually really need? I know there are fans of the series, but it's going to look really weird on the marketplace with all these Gears of War games everywhere, especially all announced at one conference. I think something like Gears of War 5 and then an RTS is fine, and then just have that Battle Royale as a free edition or just part of that Gears of War 5 multiplayer. Of course, we're going to see Battlefield 5 here. They said they were going to show off one of their war stories, which I hope means there's going to be gameplay of this game. I thought we were going to see an EA. No, they just want to tell us there was going to be a Battle Royale mode to it, so cool, I guess. I don't know. Look, it's Battlefield. It looks good, but I still have not seen actual gameplay. I guess this is their gameplay reveal, is on the Xbox stage. At least I hope it's the gameplay reveal. It's a little weird that we haven't seen that yet. They've done a lot of talking about the game, and we saw that very stylized trailer that looked like gameplay, but we know it's not. Maybe because Microsoft has the marketing, which they do, they get kind of the dibs on showing off the gameplay on their stage with an Xbox One X or just a PC with an Xbox controller hooked up to it. I'll be curious if they actually do live gameplay of it, or if they just have a trailer set up that just runs through some gameplay elements. But Battlefield 5, we know it'll be there. Crackdown 3 is another one that should be there. As they said, we'll get more information this E3. A little concerned I am about how it's going to look. I think a lot of Xbox fans are looking at this and saying, man, Crackdown 3 has been through the ringer with its development process. I hope when they show it, because we haven't seen it for a while, that it looks good and that it works, especially if they attempt to do live gameplay. Listen, don't do live gameplay if you're not ready, because the last thing Crackdown needs is a poorly run live gameplay session. It's just going to make it look worse. I would say do something with a stylized... I know, I just said don't do it for Battlefield, but Crackdown could use a bit of a boost. Show something really neat, something really cool, something new for Crackdown 3, because we know it's coming out in February. It's supposed to come out in February. I was saying, it's supposed to come out in February. We don't know when it's really coming out, but February is when they say their target window is, and hopefully there's not another delay. And I hope they have something cool to show off here, why they've had to delay it so many times. We're going to get into some of the more speculative parts here of the video, some things that I would like to see and some things that you can maybe look forward to, maybe. First, I want to say, keep in mind those 15 games or anything they showed, they could show some smaller budget indie titles as well. I do know people really like Ori, and we're going to see that, and trust me, Ori is an awesome game, but it's not a high budget game. That's what I'm more so talking about. I'm sure the sequel for the Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp is going to be great. I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to look cool. I think it's actually out. It sounds weird because I figured they would have brought that out this year. That might be, I guess that's a 2019 game. We're going to see, though. Again, they could have played around with it. We'll see, but that's more so what I'm talking about. You're not going to see all big budget games. We'll see some smaller indie games, so just keep that in mind. And speculation, that's the fun part. Here we go. Let's talk about what Microsoft should be doing and what I'd like to see. Let's throw it out there. Perfect Dark. You know what? It's been kind of on hiatus for a while. I think they could do it. I think they've been working on it. I'd like to see this show up here, right? It's something that I think would work well. It would definitely be great as a shooter, obviously, as Perfect Dark. And despite us getting that Perfect Dark game for the 360 launch, I think this Perfect Dark could be different, and they could have had another company like the Coalition who works on Gears of War possibly spend some time with it. I'm hoping that Perfect Dark is there. Even if they don't call it Perfect Dark, they call it like Joanna Dark or something and don't use Perfect Dark, or Perfect Dark is like a subheading, then they have Joanna Dark underneath of that. Just reboot the franchise, right? Just reboot it. You don't have to even talk much about the older games. Just say, we're taking Perfect Dark in this direction. And it's like a first person, a third person for cover. And I don't know, but I would like to see them do something with Perfect Dark. I think it's about time that game came out of retirement, and I would like to see it as a 2018 release. I think Microsoft should really focus on this year with some of their releases, but also obviously next year, but definitely release some stuff this year that's on the upper echelon of like bigger budget games. Not necessarily AAA quality or anything, nothing crazy, but like get a Halo out. That Halo 6 would be awesome, obviously. A big game, but you could settle for something like a Perfect Dark that maybe isn't the height of Halo 6 and get that out this year. They need to get something going on with the Japanese audience. They struggle heavily in Japan, and it's not like these Japanese companies are just going to start throwing games on the Xbox exclusively. Microsoft needs to go out and make that happen. They had that visit with Sega. We saw that. I don't think it's anything to do with like a Persona, so don't think about that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft could in some way get Yakuza to come over to the Xbox. That would be a massive get, by the way. If they could pull Yakuza's exclusivity from the PlayStation and get on the Xbox. Even like Yakuza 6. Bring that one over, 0, anything like that. If they could do that, that would be big. Otherwise, if they have to do it themselves, go look for something like a Lost Odyssey or a Blue Dragon. Those are games that we know, we seriously relate that to the 360. Those were awesome games. Blue Dragon, some people didn't like as much. I liked that game, and I really liked Lost Odyssey. Seriously, Lost Odyssey was an outstanding game. It's backwards compatible, actually, on the Xbox One. If you haven't played it, I would look into it. Great game. And I would love to see them do that. Bring it over to the Xbox One, even with the Xbox One X with the upgraded 4K visuals and everything, and really push with an RPG, a Japanese-based RPG. It would be awesome, and I think it would actually help the Xbox in Japan, even just slightly. Just get them up those charts a little bit. Maybe sell 500 to 1,000 units a week rather than 100 to 200. The other rumor with Sega was Vanquish 2. Yeah, I guess. I mean, technically it does work with the audience of kind of the shooter crowd, right? And it's very stylized. The first one is great. It went to PC and everything, and it's still very fun. They could do that. That was a rumor going around. I don't know how likely that is with Sega. Microsoft would probably have to bankroll quite a bit of that, and they have to try to get it as an exclusive with Xbox, PC, Play Anywhere, all that good stuff. They would really have to push for that, and I would hope that they would spend time making that exclusive away from things like the PlayStation, but we have to see if it even exists first, and that one, to me, is still kind of out there. I'm also going to end some speculation here with Banjo-Kazooie. Listen, they did Super Lucky's Tale. Why not get Banjo? Rare already said they're willing to let other companies or other developers use their IPs as long as it's the right studio. And the fact that they put out like something like Super Lucky's Tale, if you put Banjo-Kazooie in a similar position, maybe not obviously the exact same spot with like a platform or anything, but it's an actual Banjo-Kazooie game, people would latch onto that. I think a lot of people would come back to Xbox to play the brand new Banjo-Kazooie, or I guess download it on their PC since they like to do that. But people would definitely be interested in that, and that's something that would feel different than what we get from Microsoft normally, and it's just something different. So that's the biggest thing I want to see from Microsoft here. Something different. But from what we're hearing, Halo, Gears, Forza will be there, so I'm already accepting that, but something different, you know, a Japanese RPG, a 3D platformer like Banjo. Just do something that's unexpected and different. I guess the last thing here with speculation is that they're going to look to push Game Pass. My one thought for quite a while now, since they did the day and date thing with their first party stuff, will they be able to go out and get a third party game day and date, like a Tomb Raider? Can they go get the new Tomb Raider coming out and put it on Game Pass day one when it comes out? That might push some people into that, and it's going to come down to if they can put the money up for that. I don't know if they would spend that. It's going to cost them a lot, although they didn't really have a problem spending the money for kind of the year of exclusivity that they got originally with Rise of the Tomb Raider. So use that money and put it on Game Pass. Honestly, then that's going to help push your service further, since now people are going to wonder, well, what other third-party games could show up? I might as well invest in this. That would be a pretty cool strategy to see. But yeah, guys, that's Microsoft. Let me know what you think and what your thoughts and predictions are on this conference. I think there's a lot riding on it. I think Microsoft needs to have a big showing. Listen, they're not going to go away or anything, but they're slipping a bit with their games, and I really want to see them blow it out and knock it out of the park here with some big stuff. I personally want a Halo 6. I really do. I'd like Halo Master Chief Collection to work again. I'd like to see a Perfect Dark. I just want to see something new. Go get Ubisoft and have them put Splinter Cell on your stage. Do something different. That's my biggest thing here on Microsoft, and I really hope that 15, somewhere in that group of 15 games, and I hope it's more quality rather than quantity in this case, I hope somewhere in there there's just something that makes me go, yeah, that'll do it. That'll get some Xboxes moving off shelves. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you stop by later on today. We are absolutely going to do the stream, have some fun, and then there will be a wrap-up video after that in case you missed it, so you can stop by for that as well later on tonight. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you later on this afternoon for Microsoft.